Hi everyone, it's Allie, and I'm here to do a tarot tag. I haven't been on YouTube for a few weeks. I apologize if you've been waiting for my weekly readings. I just needed to take some time. It's been busy. Everybody knows the lead up to Christmas is nuts, and then in a pandemic, it's nutser. Anyway, I know if you're here, it's a very chill channel, so I really appreciate that. And I saw this tag and I was like, why not? I will try to get back to doing weekly readings, but I had just had like half an hour to quickly grab some decks and just have some fun with it. I have been working with tarot just on my own, just because I've needed it, just for some peace of mind, mental health type stuff. But I thought this would be fun. So let's do it. This is a great tag. I love it. It's by a YouTuber, Sylvain, and I'll link to his original video. But I saw it on a channel I've been really enjoying, Garden Goddess. She's just got a really fun, funky vibe, and she's super cute. So I'll link both of their videos below, and I think it's been out for like a month, so I think a lot of people have done this great tag. So the idea is that you look at the 7 deadly sins, and they've been sort of defined by the original tag, and then you show the decks that you think correspond to that particular tag. So, and I chose these so fast because I've got like, I don't know, 25 minutes here before I have to go. So I just grabbed and went. So I'll always change my mind the next day, just how I roll. So the first is Pride, a deck that you use for flexing. And like I said, I'm pretty chill. I don't really flex a lot. I'm actually pretty quiet in the tarot community. I was shocked to see. I'll have to do something. I have like 500 subscribers, which I never thought would happen over like years and years. I'm not fancy. This is all you get. So I really appreciate you for being here. So I don't do a lot of flexing, but I think one deck that could be considered, although I think it's kind of a controversial deck now, a flexi deck because it's out of print, is the Bone, Stone, and Earth Flesh Tarot. When I was first getting into tarot, I watched Avalon Cameron's videos a lot. And when she said she was going to do a deck, sorry, we're almost at the solstice and it's dark here all the time. So as soon as she said she was thinking of doing a deck, I was like, I'm into it. I really like Anna Turian's artwork. I had the Oracle of Echoes for a while when they teamed up to do this deck. And then it's got a pretty infamous history, this one. It took a long, long time to come out. And oh God, I love that one. Oh, I love that 4 cups so much. The 4s in this deck are just fantastic. And it was like really hotly sought after, and now it's going for ridiculous amounts of money on eBay. I don't really actually even use it as much as I thought I would, but I think it's more just because it came into my life so much later. It took about 3 years to come out, and by that time I'd amassed so many more decks, like an embarrassing amount of decks. It just has a different place in my collection. I do really love it. I'm not looking to sell it or anything, but I think it's maybe could be considered a bit of a show-offy deck now because I have it. If you are interested in this deck and you haven't heard, she has made Anna Turian's, I don't even think it's quite right to say pencil sketches. I think it's sort of like her initial pencil sketches that are these illustrations, but just sepia toned, sort of like the Spirit Keeper 2nd edition, the Vitruvian edition. And you can get that on Make Playing Cards. And I sort of thought about it, but it's also not very cheap. And I have this one, so I decided not to. And I like colorful decks. This one's gilded, which is fine. I was not fussy on the gilding, and it's chipping really easily, but that's fine with me. I like a worn deck. So, but anyway, maybe that's a bit flexy. I don't know. I'm after another hard to find deck now, and maybe I'll flex that one when I get it, if I ever get it, which I doubt. Okay, Greed, a deck that you don't share with anybody else and you just read with yourself. And I realized I don't actually have one of those. There may be decks that I have not used with other people, but that's not really by design. It's just sort of like I do really, like in the moment, if I'm like over this pandemic time, if I'm meeting with people to read with them, I'm going like to the park. So that's it for now because it's cold and winter. And just like grab a bunch of different kinds of decks. And I usually let people take a look, shuffle if they want, like choose their deck if they want to. Like, I'm not precious about my decks and people handling them and whatever. And I just don't think I've got one. I'm looking around. Like, I did look around before I did this video, and I don't have one of those. Maybe I should get one. It's another excuse. It's an excuse to buy another deck. Oh, this one will just be mine. But it's not how I roll. So I put 2 decks in another category. So that's how I'm going to cheat my way out of this one. Okay. The next one is Wrath, a deck that makes you angry. And I was going to do an individual video about this deck because I was so disappointed. It's just like the 3 of Swords were just like right through my heart for this one. So I'm going to talk about this one a little bit. And I feel badly because I am really a pretty optimistic and positive person. And so I don't like to do this, but I'm doing it. And it's going to be an unpopular opinion. Unpopular. Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. Okay, let's get into it. So I was really on the fence about the Samhain Oracle, which I still actually don't have. I decided not to get it, only for the reason I just don't generally jive with oracles that well. Like, I'm actually having a great time with the Earthbound Oracle, which is unusual for me. I've got about 4 that I consistently use. I have more oracle decks than that because I always think, oh, this is the oracle deck that's going to make me lose my mind. Earthbound, Connected and Free is a real winner for me. Chris Ann's Sacred Creators, which I've had. That was the first maybe oracle deck I ever got ever. I know there's another one. Anyway, and I've got like 8 or 9 oracle decks, and there are ones I never pull off my shelf, and I just need to sell them. Just give it up. I'm not an oracle girl. I'm a tarot girl who occasionally uses oracle. Fine. But I love Halloween and I love Christmas. And so any deck that has that kind of theming, Samhain, like that sort of darker energy, the beautiful celebration of Yule or Christmas, like I am there for that. But I also know myself. It's an oracle deck. I might not use it. Hem and haw, hem and haw. I let the Samhain Oracle sit. And I'm like, if I can get it for a great price, I will. But I have a lot of like great Halloween decks already. And so my Halloweens are full. So I don't need another October deck. I have already too many. But Yule, that's not a problem. I don't have too many Yule decks. I have 1. I think just 1, the Winter Wait. I've looked at a few other things. There's like a little cute Christmas Lenormand. I don't read Lenormand, so I don't have it. I think maybe that's all I have. So I did it. I bought it. I bought the Seasons of the Witch Oracle. And let me begin by saying, okay, I got to make sure I've got the right cards out here because I separated them out. Shoot. This might take me some time to look for. I will say it is a beautiful deck. When I opened it up and looked at the images, I also love winter. Like, I'm a good Canadian because I just love wintertime. It's so pretty. I love the colors. I like it better just at first glance with the colors than I like the Samhain Oracle. I think because there's just such a dearth, I think, sometimes of winter imagery. People don't draw it. Like, look at that one. It's beautiful. I'm just like ringing the bells. And I really like it. I dig winter. But then I started to read these affirmations at the bottom, the messages. And a lot of them are not good, in my opinion. And it really bugs me because they should be good. And what doesn't make them good is a total lack of care, in my opinion. So we have weird grammar, first of all, that doesn't scan and it doesn't track. So Yule log, for example. Wait, is this one I wanted? I do want that one, but I'm going to talk about something about that later. Because I started with grammar, so let me... Okay, so here we go. So wreath. So the affirmation here, unless I'm stupid, like maybe I just cannot figure this out, but there in the circle of life tends to breathe death. What? What? What's the subject of that sentence? Now, I was like, okay, maybe it's a spelling error. Maybe it's therein. Like, within the circle of life tends to breathe death, which is not great because there's still no subject in this sentence. But it's better. But I was like, okay, so there's a mistake on that card. Because I was just like flipping through and looking at images. Like, okay, weird. So I didn't like that. And then I was like, okay, squirrel medicine. Pitter patter, plan ahead, keep silent your path's desire. That's cute. And it's squirrel. And oh my God, hello. And it's like a happy squirrel, like kind of tie over. I really dig that. The art's so great. But that paths should have an apostrophe. And I know I'm like the worst grammar pedant. Like it's so irritating. I know I'm an irritating person. I apologize for it. But it's not even that, like, I know Juliet Diaz has written books and is a published author. I just don't happen to have any of those books yet, but I know I've looked at them. But I don't even hold it there. Like, Rockpool. What are you doing? There are editors here. This is your whole job to catch things like this. Poinsettia. Cast the shadows, scream silence at them, dear witch. What lurks inside transforms into the most beautiful of beauty. The most beautiful of beauty. All right, well, fine. Not great. Lazy, but beautiful of beauty. But there's no period at the end of that sentence, which would be fine if there wasn't a period at the end of every other damn affirmation. Like, this is the kind of thing that drives me crazy. And then we have things like this. So we're coming back to the Yule log, and there's at least 6 or 7 cards that have this problem. Insert me with a bleeding thought, a sacred creation birthed from thy. No, thy means yours, right? Thy heavenly thoughts, right? It should be thee. And this mixes up thee and thy on several cards. Maybe I can just find another. Sorry, I'm all charged up about this now. I told you, wrath. Go to the back here. Sometimes it's correct. Let us feast upon the nourishing and be thankful for thy feast. Although even that, like, let us feast upon the nourishing. Well, nourishing is an adjective about the food. But all right, whatever. It's poetry. I can deal with that. And be thankful for your feast. So let us feast and then be thankful for your feast. I mean, it's fine, but it's clunky. This one. Man. So it is, a remembrance of what once was and what will be, a fragile beauty beaming upon thy. No. Thee. And then it would rhyme. And it's so pretty. And I just cannot comprehend. And again, I'm a nerd. This is well established that I am a pedantic idiot and a nerd. And I know the difference between thee and thy because I am not very fun at parties. Right? Like, I totally get it. It's not a failing of the creators of this oracle, but Rockpool Publishing, what did you just phone it in on this one? Just glance at the cards and think they were so pretty that you didn't even put a cursory glance over the affirmations? I mean, you're taking a cut of this deck from the creators. I'm holding it up. What are you getting paid for, Rockpool? Like, come on. I think because I went on this trajectory of, I don't like oracles. This one's really pretty. And I opened it up and I was like, oh, it's so pretty. And it's so perfect for this time of year. And this is an oracle. And then it just, wrath. So maybe I can mod it. I never mod decks because I'm clumsy and an idiot and I'm impatient. But maybe I'll just cut off the affirmations. But I do feel like that's disrespectful to the writer who had some good ideas in there, but was just totally let down by the publishing company. I don't know if it was rushed or what, but it has so much potential and it's just such a bummer. I'm sorry, that was literally half my video. I'm so sorry. I'm just disappointed, you guys. It is so pretty though. I think I'll just look at it and not look. You kind of have to When my eyes aren't great right now, so like I kind of have to focus to read the affirmations anyway, so maybe I'll just make up my own meanings, and that'll be like an activity, a journal exercise, and it'll be super personalized, and I'll forget they were ever there. I didn't even bother looking at the book for mistakes in there, because I bet it's riddled with them. Moving on. Envy. The deck you got because others had it. Now, this is, again, I did this so quick. I feel like this is a bit of a cheat because I do really enjoy this deck. But I'd have to say the Bohemian Gothic. Like, it is a great October deck, but it's not my favorite October deck. And although I appreciate the beauty of it, I don't find it the easiest to read with. And I think I was moved into it by the overall enthusiasm for Baba Studios, which I'm not saying that they don't deserve, because the workmanship is gorgeous. I just don't think it quite clicks with me in the super, like, I thought, because I'm so into this aesthetic, like Gothic literature and like just like creepy horror things, but not gory and gross. I just thought it would work for me better than it did. And it's every day because I know Baba Studios is going to stop making tarot decks. I have to stop myself from going on to buy the Victorian Romantic every day, because I'm like, FOMO. I'm going to miss out on Victorian Romantic, and then they're going out of business. And then I don't think they're going out of business. That's a misnomer, but they're not going to make tarot decks anymore. And this is it. I'm going to miss it. And yet, but I won't use it. I know I won't use it, and it's too expensive. Not that they don't deserve it, because the craftsmanship is gorgeous, but I think I was influenced by everybody's insane Baba Studios love as much as I was by the beauty of the deck. And while it is beautiful, it doesn't always sing for me the way I just really thought it would. Lust. One I got for the aesthetics. Now, I've talked about this a bunch. I felt bad picking it again, but I can't deny that I still think if you held a gun to my head, which I hope you will not, that I was gonna say Bohemian Gothic. What is this? The Pagan Otherworlds is probably the most beautiful deck that I own. It's just such a stunner, and the depth of it and the beauty of it, the classical nature of it, it feels like a 500-year-old tarot deck, imbued with mystery and wisdom. And again, I don't think the creators, I don't think they're active tarot practitioners, but they did their research and they have this sense of design, and this deck works like a dream for me. So it's really, really an awesome deck. I love it so much. And I held off for a long time. I've told this story a billion times. I apologize if you heard it, but I'm a vegetarian, and I was like, I can't deal with the animal heads. They gross me out. Ooh. Why would you do that, Pagan Otherworlds? But this deck is so beautiful that I don't care. I don't care about the animal heads. Isn't that a gorgeous card? Like, look at the detail. So that is one totally aesthetically. The backs are gorgeous. Everything about this deck is just so stunning. The full moon cards, which I sometimes use during the moon phases for other things. Sorry, my lighting is such garbage. Yeah, can't help myself. I love that deck. And it was such a surprise what a great deck it is for me. And then just for fun, because I didn't have one for greed, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but the Tattoo Tarot, the cheap mass market Tattoo Tarot, not even the 8 coins, which has illustrated minors. I don't know what it is, but this deck is so effing sexy. Like, and I mean, I'm not, like, I don't have any tattoos. I'm not, like, particularly into tattoos. I don't mind tattoos, but it's not, like, something I'm looking for in terms of attractiveness. Just something about this deck is so lusty to me. And I use it for readings like that when people want them. I don't know. I can't explain it. I just think this is the sexiest deck ever. And I also generally prefer an illustrated minor, although I can read pips, and I do read pips, partially thanks to the Pagan Otherworlds. That was my bridge into that. I don't know. Don't know. Okay. 2 more. Oh, Gluttony. A deck you bought and didn't need. Where did I put it? Oh yeah. I'm laughing because you'll know the type of deck this is. It's a Rider-Waite-Smith. I needed another Rider-Waite-Smith. It's the Albano Waite-Smith, and I already this is my second Albano Waite-Smith, but this is a German printing, and the cards are slightly less shiny. I actually love it. I should just sell my mass market. I never use it anymore because I find it, despite the fact that I love these funky groovy colors so much, I find the mass market, it's not a very high quality reproduction. I found this one on, I can't remember if it was eBay or ABE Books. But I use it a lot and I love it. But not only do I have a bunch of Rider-Waite-Smiths with this exact same imagery, I already had an Albano Waite-Smith, but I really wanted this one. So that's a bit extravagant. One day I'll do a video of all my Waite-Smith decks if I can get myself away from the embarrassment of it. Okay, and the last one is Sloth. So a deck you use when you're feeling lazy. And I did already, my Centennial Waite-Smith, Love Affair, my Total Workhorse, the deck I use the most. So I didn't want to repeat because I already had a Waite-Smith on the list. But this won't be any sort of surprise either. But when I really want to be taken care of by a deck and just have it sing, then it's the Anna K. This deck is just such a great reader. Oh, cats and dogs are chasing each other. Hi, cat. I've talked about it a bazillion times. Oh, sorry. That's the standing man. Hi, kitty. Here we go. And one of the reasons why is I find that the courts are so well illustrated in this deck, and they really talk to me. And courts were my hardest hurdle when getting into jeepers. Getting headbutted by the kitty cat here. So you guys know this deck. This happens to be the indie version. People love the mass market version. I've talked about that too. It's a little brighter, a little more saturated, which people really like. This is the one I got, and it's the size and the shape I love. Sorry, my lighting is so terrible. Is that one of your hairs, kitty, on there? One of yours? So that's my lazy day deck. When I want a deck just to take care of me and help me know what the reading's going to be without a bunch of work on my part, then it's my Anna K. All right. So that's my response to the video. I feel a bit bad. Oh God, I'm such a bleeding heart. I do really think it's a beautiful deck, and I know people are loving it. Don't let my pedantic jerkdom change your mind about Seasons of the Witch, Yule Oracle. Oh my gosh, cat. Honestly, it's just, I'm nerdy. What do you think, kitty? I'm gonna go. All right, that's it for me. I hope you have a good weekend, and I will hope to be back soon with some more week ahead readings and other videos soon. So thanks for bearing with me. I really appreciate it. Have a great night.